Are multiple orgasms real? What science says about female pleasure. Have you ever wondered if multiple orgasms are truly possible for women? What if the experience you're having isn't quite what you think it is? Many women feel they've achieved multiple orgasms, but science suggests that what they're experiencing could be more than just the classic definition of an orgasm. Let's explore what science says about female pleasure and uncover the truth behind the emotional and physical aspects of orgasm, how they differ, and why multiple orgasms may not be what we expect. A phenomenon known as multiple orgasms. For many, this is regarded as a representation of fulfillment, sensuality, and a sense of feminine pride. However, when we examine things more closely through the lens of science, we often find that what is documented may not always align with personal experiences. In the realm of medicine, an orgasm is generally understood as a particular physiological response, characterized by 8 to 12 contractions of the pelvic muscles occurring at intervals of approximately 0.8 seconds, followed by a gentle tapering off. This response is noted in men, but it seems to vary in women, even in instances where they express certainty about experiencing consecutive orgasms. Recent studies have indicated that some women who reported experiencing multiple orgasms did not exhibit any pelvic muscle contractions during those instances. This brings forth a significant inquiry, not to dismiss anyone's experiences, but rather to gain a deeper understanding of their essence. Are we discussing orgasms in the strict biological sense, or are we referring to a different form of pleasure? It may be more subtle and challenging to quantify, but it is profoundly genuine for those who experience it. Inquiring about this is not intended to diminish anyone's happiness. Rather, it serves to help us gain a clearer understanding of the realities of our bodies and what may be influenced by our expectations, imagination, or cultural factors. When we gain a clear understanding, we can move beyond the uncertainty and anticipation that often hold us back. It is important to acknowledge our feelings as they are, without the need to compare them to those of others. Sometimes, this insight holds greater value than any definition found in a medical textbook. Let us embark on this journey together. To begin, let us explore what occurs within the body during the experience of orgasm. It seems that many women feel they have experienced multiple orgasms. However, in a research environment where we can objectively assess the body's responses, the usual physiological indicators of orgasm may not consistently manifest. There are no pelvic muscle contractions or rhythmic patterns present, just a description of a peak sensation. That doesn't imply they are simply imagining it. It's possible that they are going through an emotionally intense experience, feeling a profound state of arousal, or encountering a type of pleasure that doesn't align with typical physiological patterns. It's akin to the experience of being deeply touched by a piece of music, where the tears flow not from a particular note, but from an overwhelming surge of emotion that transcends reason. The female body is a remarkable and intricate system, responding in various ways that encompass physiological, neurological, and emotional aspects. It's important to recognize and honor this complexity. At times, it is the feeling of connection, the warmth of love, and the assurance of safety that contribute to what a woman may describe as an orgasmic experience. It is important to understand that no single definition can truly encompass the full depth of human sensation. It's important to focus on understanding and trusting your genuine feelings, even if they differ from what is commonly expected. This understanding can be more valuable than simply aiming for a conventional experience. Could you please help me understand what the main concern is? It's important to understand that a woman's perception of her experience is valid, regardless of any external judgments about right or wrong. It seems that the criteria we rely on to clarify that experience have not been distinctly outlined. It's important to understand that an orgasm typically involves a series of pelvic contractions, occurring at intervals of about zero point 0.8 seconds. This process engages the autonomic nervous system and includes the release of prolactin, which can be quite enlightening for many individuals. While those situations can happen, it's important to note that many of us may not be familiar with them. What we often encounter are cinematic moments, soft sounds, deep breaths, expressions of joy, and occasionally a gentle stillness following a surge. From that point, we come to understand what we refer to as orgasm through our sensations, assigning it a name rooted in our personal experiences, often without clarity on whether it aligns with biological definitions or is merely a psychological uplift. It seems that science has not yet explored thoroughly enough to clearly classify each type. Those moments filled with tremors, connection, excitement, and ecstasy remain genuine, even if they don't adhere to the principles of classical physics. At times, what stays with us isn't just the physical sensations, but rather the profound experience of being alive and connecting with the deepest parts of our being, experiencing pleasure. Whether it arises from a natural response or an emotional connection, is something that should be appreciated, especially if it contributes to your happiness and sense of self. Are you aware of the time interval between what would be considered multiple orgasms? It's quite an interesting idea. Would you agree? If this topic resonates with you, kindly leave a number 1 in the comments so I can see that you're still engaged with the discussion. Let us work together to discover the answer. Shall we? It is important to focus not on the quantity, but rather on the subtle distinctions that exist between each experience. It's important to consider the nature of an experience. If there is a significant pause between each occurrence, allowing time for a brief activity like getting a glass of water and resting, it may not truly reflect a continuous sequence of multiple orgasms. Understanding the nuances of such experiences can be quite helpful. Could you please clarify if these are 2 distinct events occurring in the lab? Researchers often seek to establish clear definitions for everything. What is the recommended time interval between orgasms? May I ask if there was a refractory period? Could you please share what the hormonal response was? However, in reality, situations are often not so straightforward. Some individuals may require a few minutes to regain their strength, while others might only need a matter of seconds. Some individuals may feel as though they've just experienced a gentle wave, while others might sense that the waves continue to crash without pause. For women, who often have a greater capacity for multiple orgasms, this distinction can be even less clear, as their bodies may not always go through a distinct refractory phase like men do. It's important to consider not only the duration between 2 orgasms, but also whether the subjective experience should be acknowledged as part of the overall definition. In the realm of emotions and closeness, it may be more beneficial to focus on truly listening to ourselves and our partners, rather than enforcing strict technical boundaries. It's a thoughtful inquiry that many individuals ponder. Why do some people have the ability to experience multiple orgasms while others do not? Following each orgasm, which is accompanied by noticeable muscular contractions, the body produces a hormone known as prolactin. This hormone is important for fostering a sense of satisfaction and helps to establish a period of rest, often referred to as the refractory period. This is the key element that assists in addressing the question mentioned earlier. During this gentle period, it is important for the body to have the necessary time to heal before it can once again experience desire or respond physically in men. This phase generally extends over a longer duration, and as individuals age, the characteristics of this refractory phase become increasingly pronounced. In certain individuals, regardless of gender, the increase in prolactin levels following orgasm may not be as pronounced, or their bodies may be able to manage it more efficiently. This enables a swift recovery, allowing individuals to continue enjoying pleasurable experiences without prolonged waiting times. It seems you have found the answer now. If you found this interesting, I would appreciate your support through a like and a comment. Your encouragement helps me continue creating content like this. Understanding the phenomenon of multiple orgasms involves recognizing that it is not solely influenced by gender. Individual hormonal mechanisms and personal recovery speed also play significant roles. Some individuals may naturally possess a more sensitive nervous system, have more stable hormones, or may have developed their emotional and physiological responses with greater effectiveness over time. This is not a matter of comparison, but rather a gentle reminder that each person has their own pace. Recognizing and embracing that pace is a significant step on the journey to self-discovery. Dear friends, it's important to understand that many individuals still conflate orgasm with ejaculation, viewing them as synonymous. However, from a physiological perspective, these are actually two distinct processes. The experience of orgasm is a multifaceted response that begins with neurological activity in the brain, while ejaculation is regulated by reflexes in the spinal cord. Some men who have had surgery or experience retrograde ejaculation, where semen flows backward into the bladder rather than out through the penis, may still be able to feel orgasm even if they do not ejaculate. It has been noted that some individuals experience this phenomenon when engaging in pleasure control techniques or unique experiences, such as wet dreams or psychological orgasms, without the need for mechanical stimulation. It appears that we have yet to gain a complete understanding of the nature of these sensations. Do they engage the same physiological responses as a typical orgasm? Or are they merely imitating those sensations? It's important to consider that pleasure can be experienced in various ways. And if we think about it, we might find that the definition of a true orgasm can be more nuanced than just one aspect. Let's explore this together, keeping an open mind to the different experiences that contribute to our understanding of pleasure. These inquiries not only broaden our understanding of sexual medicine, but also encourage individuals to engage in deep reflection and examine their own experiences, as personal sensation may indeed be the most genuine aspect of our lives. In today's world, we are witnessing remarkable advancements, and technology is providing opportunities in the field of sex research that were previously unimaginable. Researchers are exploring a range of devices, from traditional vibrators and clitoral suction tools to advanced remote-controlled technology. They are now incorporating biometric sensors to gather valuable data on brain activity, heart rate, muscle contractions, and skin responses during the experience of orgasm. It is important to establish a clear scientific definition of orgasm, moving beyond just personal experiences and perceptions. It is important to recognize that the enthusiasm of the commercial market can often outpace the careful considerations of the scientific community. It is important to note that many devices are created by engineers or production teams without the input of physiologists or sexologists. This can result in various concepts such as waterfall orgasms and classifications like type A, B, or C orgasms. While the labels may seem appealing, they often stem from algorithms or wave readings that are not clearly defined. This can lead to misunderstandings about what our bodies can truly do and may unintentionally create unrealistic expectations regarding our unique and personal experiences. As you navigate the path of sensation and desire, it's important to remember that while objective data can be helpful, your personal experiences hold the key to genuine understanding. While extensive reading and research are valuable, it is essential to prioritize your feelings above all else. In a society where certain topics can feel uncomfortable, there are enduring misconceptions that lead many individuals to experience guilt or anxiety about their natural desires. It's understandable to have concerns about using a vibrator or sex toy, particularly regarding the potential for numbness or decreased sensitivity. It's important to approach these feelings with care and consideration for your body's responses. Research indicates that strong vibrations can affect the skin, a concern that has been addressed in heavy industry to safeguard workers around machinery. It's reassuring to know that any reduction in sensation is typically temporary, with the body able to recover swiftly within 1 to 2 hours, provided there is no excessive trauma involved. In essence, when utilized appropriately and in moderation, vibrators do not harm your sensory system. It is important to recognize that there is a common, yet often unspoken misconception regarding the act of fantasizing about someone else during intimacy, and that it is not something to feel ashamed of. Research indicates that imagination, when expressed positively and without causing harm to your partner, can activate brain regions linked to desire. This can enhance arousal and strengthen your bond with your loved one. Each of us possesses our own inner landscapes, and utilizing our imagination to bring forth joy is not a form of betrayal. This approach may help rekindle waning emotions, rejuvenate closeness, and foster a deeper understanding between one another. In both situations, the issue is not with the actions themselves, but rather in our understanding, communication, and respect for one another's experiences. Ultimately, I feel that every genuine feeling you have experienced is worthy of recognition, not for dissection, but simply to be acknowledged. In the intricate area of sexuality, there are times when it is beneficial to pause and reflect on what is occurring within our bodies. Is that genuinely an orgasm according to biological standards? Or is it merely an emotional wave that ascends and then softly recedes? The answer lies within you, my friend. Understanding this can assist you in alleviating the unspoken pressure that may come from society, media, or even your partner, often without their awareness. It's important to understand that the distinction between nearing an orgasm and experiencing one fully does not diminish your worth in any way. On the contrary, it encourages you to engage in a gentle conversation with your body rather than hastily pursuing comparisons. There is no absolute right or wrong. There isn't a one-size-fits-all standard. What is truly important is that you feel a sense of connection, safety, and happiness as you navigate through that journey. If there is something you find unclear, I encourage you to approach it with courage. As science is meant to enlighten, not to intimidate, I'm here to gently reassure you that there's no need for confusion any longer.